Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be my September reading. We're going to take a look into my crystal oracle, as I always do each month, just to kind of get some insight into what's in store for us energetically, what might be coming up for us in our shadow work. And guys, if you missed last night, which is actually just a couple hours ago for me, but if you missed the podcast that I did with Seth Leaf Prasansky, please check it out. Oh my gosh, if you need a vibration pick-me-up, a frequency pick-me-up, it's one of my favorite podcasts I've done in a while, and he's just got so much wisdom to impart, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. And it's all about the awakening process and so much more. So check that out, okay? I'll leave a link in the description below. But let's get into the reading and find out what's in store for the month of September. And we already have our first card coming out. We have Pearl, Purity. Interesting. So purification may be one of the things that we're going to be feeling for September. Sloughing off the things. Also, Pearl talks about the journey of needing to go through a lot of hardships in order to come out polished, to become the pearl. The pearl starts off as a grain of sand in the oyster, and then through its own journey becomes the pearl. And so there may be some level of kind of dark night of the soul feelings coming up through September, but that's because there's a development and a what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of, I want to say, beautification of your essence coming through. Let's see what else is in store for the month of September. We have two. Okay, ooh, we have black tourmaline, protection, and we have opal, emotional magnification. Okay, instantly right now what I'm getting with those two cards, before I go into a deeper read, is that it's important to take care of your own energetic field. From a protection standpoint, it's important to strengthen your field and to be aware of what you're allowing to seep in energetically. With emotional magnification coming up on opal, just right now, what I'm picking up is that I get the sense that through the month of September, our emotions are going to be triggered quite intensely. And so be mindful of what you're engaging with, to be aware of what your emotional field is allowing in. This isn't a time to allow your aura to have holes or to be porous to things that aren't lifting you up, things that aren't expanding your awareness, and are taking things away from you. Let's find out one more card. One more card for the month of September. Wait, too many cards. We'll go again. Oh, wow. Okay, that one flew right across the room. We have crowsight, passion. One second, let me grab it. Okay, we have crowsight, passion coming up. Wow, lots of fire. I'm just getting the sense that September is going to be quite a heated month, quite passionate. Again, with that emotional magnification coming up, which in essence is about really allowing the positive aspect of it is knowing how powerful your emotions are and what emotions are you using to magnify your ability to co-create and interact with your reality. But interestingly enough, crowsight, passion coming up too. I'm kind of getting some double messages here. Let me go into, let me just sit with the cards for a moment and I'll be right back with the full reading. All right, everyone. Our first card is Pearl, Purity. And okay, so there are a couple messages here that will tie together as I get to the very last one, crowsight, passion. But first, with Pearl coming up, there is this really deep need to really stay in your truth, and to understand that there is the Pearl talks about the cyclical nature of things. Okay, it's very much tied to the moon energies, the divine feminine. and to know that nothing is permanent and things are always changing, and to not get attached to anything, and to know that change is happening, and to be in a state of allowance for it through the September. And I think that's really important considering all the other cards that have come up, is that I feel like September is going to bring in a lot of change, a lot of disruption, but it's important to stay within your frequency of peace and trust and faith. I get the sense that perhaps our trust and our faith in things may be tested this month, and it's important for you to stay in an emotional place of trust. So balance is key, peace is key for September, which again, it's very interesting because I just spoke about this in my 2020 or your 2020 panties tied up in a knot. And it's so important for us to not get pulled into the turmoil of media, social media, news, political drama, division, all of that stuff, because it takes us away from our own co-creative abilities, which comes up towards the end. So it's kind of interesting that information came through to me to put out right before this month, because it's playing out through this whole entire reading as well. So it's very important to be patient for the month of September and to have trust of self, trust of your own knowing, and trust of the peaceful frequency that you can hold within. Okay. And then next we had Black Tourmaline, protection. And you know what? Actually, before I go on to that one, there is something that I really wanted to read here, or maybe it was an opal magnification. No, it was in Pearl. One second here while I just pull it up, because I really wanted to give you guys that affirmation. It was so beautiful, and I just really feeling called for you guys to use it. Here it is. I am the purity of the ocean, the endless sea of stars, breath of the lotus. I just feel like this is a good one to just use as an affirmation for the month of September when things start to get a little crazy. If things do get a little crazy around you, trying to pull you out of your harmonized state of frequency, use this affirmation. I am the purity of the ocean, the endless sea of stars, and breath of the lotus. Okay, so just wanted to say that there. But going back to Black Tourmaline, this is about trusting yourself and your own confidence and not allowing things to take you out of that. So we talked about that a little bit in Pearl. It's coming through in Black Tourmaline as well. And so this idea is to protect your own personal confidence in self, which is solar plexus energy, okay? It's important for you to not let things take you out of that state. There is a deep need, or potential, I should say, for the month of September where your co-creative abilities can be taken up a notch, but there's going to be a challenge here that distracts you from that. And it's important to disengage from the things that take you out of your co-creative mastery. And so there's nothing to be fearful of. Black Tourmaline kind of comes in when there's potentially fear coming in to knock us off our game, so to speak, or maybe knock us off our path and where we're going. And just be aware of that. If there's a lot of fear porn coming out, or you're engaging with people who are very fearful, or all they want to do is talk about fear, disengage. Be very mindful of your own energy field and how you're going to protect that. Because again, going back to Pearl, very important to stay in peace, very important to stay in a high trusting faith, okay, that everything's going to be fine. And this one also kind of comes up when we're, again, it's about having, it's about not being taken out of your own ability to keep your mind focused. Okay, so, you know, when we talk about the media, there's a lot of mind control. Social media does the exact same thing. So just be wary of where you're putting your energy. And then we have Opal, emotional magnification, coming up. And emotional magnification, so important here to remember that we're all human. we're all human, and we all can be taken out of our power, and we all have the capability of being right and wrong at the same time. So this card kind of speaks to me of the potential division that's being infiltrated through all communities, and to know that there is the potential for two things to be right at the same time, and to also know that it's not even about right or wrong. It's about staying in your own truth and your own frequency of that truth, and to know that, you know, it's so important to keep that emotional check in balance, because right now, with everything kind of heating up, as we get closer to obviously the election here in the States, we all may be drawn to become more emotional in our state of being, and say things, or say things that we don't necessarily mean, perhaps being triggered. So just know that when this opal card shows up, no matter if it's a happy emotion or perhaps a less desired triggered emotion, it's all getting amplified. So be aware of that. Stay in a very neutral state of being. Think of the 0 point field. This is where you want to be through the month of September. Very much a 0 point frequency month of September, which makes a lot of sense, because I just feel like when I say I mean like we're just all being pulled into the systems of distraction and division. So don't let that penetrate your energy field, your mind, your emotional field, and your physical body, okay? It's really important to be disciplined in your mind, feel in your heart, and allow your spirit to shine. And then the last card that we had, interestingly, is Crowsight, passion. Now, to tie kind of something back in when Pearl came up, which I talked about, there's also this element that's coming through for the month of September. Pearl shows up when there's a relationship happening where man or woman is too attached to the ego aspect of relationship, not the sacred union. And Pearl comes in to alleviate that, to bring back into harmony the essence of the sacred union, and not just be about physical sex, so to speak. And so that there's an element of that kind of coming in, because with Crowsight as well, Crowsight is also kind of reviving the fires of the passion, reviving the lower three chakra systems from a sexual place. And so I feel like, you know, our creativity and passion is so much tied to our sexual energy, that there is this kind of awareness for anyone who is in sexual relation with anyone. Be mindful of how you're interacting and how sacred is your union. What intentions are you coming from? Because I get this sense that there is, again, when you're an ability to create, okay, from a place of passion, again, I feel like that's coming in this month. There's some sort of potential here to override the systems that are trying to distract us from that you can also capitalize on the union, the sacred union, through sexual relationship. It's very much a divine union that is there to bring to life those energies within us in those lower three energy centers. So keep that in mind, okay? Because I feel like there's some element there of healing within relationship and bringing more of the sacred aspect in for anyone who's involved in relationship, and that might apply to you. But I wanted to read this because this just says it so beautifully. Passion is crucial to the solar plexus for direction, self-love, and identification in the world. Passion is crucial at the sacral for co-creation, creativity, freedom, and choice. And passion is crucial at the base chakra for sexuality, raw physical direction, and physical life mastery. Remember that when you have blind passion, that is not a good thing. That is very much the ego, and it's not about mastery. Self-mastery is not attached to blind passion. Self-mastery is about taking your passion and giving it pure direction of where it's to go. So it's important to gain clarity and, again, maintain the peace and balance this month so that you can really tune in to your own creative and passionate desires. And how are you going to push that through your energy field into something physical here that can be manifest in this reality? Because, like I said, we've got a few more months left in this year. Let's turn it around and make it something that we can be super proud of at the end of the year, in our own creations. I feel like we've all been distracted, and it's time to, again, take that power back and stop allowing all these things to infiltrate our energy field and distract us from the things that are so important to us. Distract us from our own journey inward, distract us from our own healing, our own self-love and self-nurturing abilities, everything that kind of guides us into harmonizing everything that is around us, to our relationships, a relationship with self, relationship with others, relationship with our work, relationship with the collective. So guys, that's my reading for the month of September. I hope it's helpful. Again, just kind of think about 0-point frequency. So important for the month of September. It's all about peace. It's about staying centered, balanced, having trust, having faith, and not letting anything penetrate that, so that you can kind of create something beautiful from that state of being, that frequency, and not let anything kind of slow you down or get in the way. Again, the more we disengage with these narratives and start focusing on our own narratives and the narratives of our future selves, it just gives us this empowerment that I feel we can actually turn 2020 around. All right, guys. Also, just so you know, I've now released a new session on my website that I'm offering. It's the Inner Child Healing and Channeling session, where if you'd like to work on your inner child, you can do that with me, and I will help you go through healing with your inner child, find out what needs to come up right now, and as well channel your inner child for you to get deeper understanding of what your inner child is kind of needing from you to have in your awareness. That's something that I've kind of started doing at the beginning of the year. All of a sudden I started channeling other people's inner child, and that is a session now that is available on my website if you'd like to work with me. All right, guys. And again, tarot readings recorded only are on sale. And if you'd like to be part of my alchemy program, which is a group coaching program that allows you to kind of go through this self-alchemy discovery, the alchemy of your soul, and be able to interact with like-minded people, and also receive group coaching once a month and understand the astrological influences of each month and how that's applying to your own personal journey. All that is available in my alchemy course. And anything else? No. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful first week of September. Enjoy the long weekend for those of you in North America. And I'll be back with you guys real soon.